Welcome back inside the Bella Lions Center for women's hockey from the 2023 Canada Games here in Prince Edward Island. Beaufort happy to be joined alongside by Mike Smith. Mike, we're going to kick off the female hockey side of things here at the Canada Games in 2023. And let me tell you, if it lives up to the expectations of last week with the boys hockey, are we ever in for some treat here this week?
Yeah, you're right with that, Bo. What a momentous week, I'd say. And the momentum is building into this week. And the bar raised and set a bit high here for the ladies and the girls to come in this week and try and equate what we saw last night, of course, Saturday night. That thrilling double overtime victory by Ontario over Saskatchewan, one that will go down in the ages and high. And there's a lot of hockey history in PEI, and that one will be near the top for sure when it's recounted over the years.
So no question about that, and we'll look to kind of kickstart that into week number 2 of the Canada Games. This game we have Newfoundland and Labrador in the Northwest Territories getting set to face off. We're expecting some prime hockey talent on the female side of things here this week.
There is, and if people out there have a chance to come out, I would encourage you to get out. There's a lot of these young ladies who will be watching at the Olympics and Women's World Championships, and already many on a number of teams who've played at the U18 World Championships and came away with a gold medal for Canada back in January. We'll see some of those teams a little bit later on, with Ontario later on tonight, and Alberta, of course, Saskatchewan, Quebec, all having some members, and even Nova Scotia, who will have a little bit later on today, has some really keen talent and some great coaches all around too. It's going to be a wonderful week of hockey here, of course, across and around the island, various locations. So if you can't get out, hey, listen to us, right?
Tune right into the smoothing sounds. We're about 3 minutes away here from puck drop in Charlottetown. The building at the Bella Lions starts to fill up. Parents, fans, friends, athletes, a lot of scouts in the building here, yes, as we get set for Team Newfoundland and Labrador and Team Northwest Territories to kick off female hockey here at the Canada Winter Games.
Some plan to relax, and others look for adventure. But no matter your reason for visiting, one thing's guaranteed. From the moment you step on this island, you feel a little lighter. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island.
We're in. For home. For favorite spots. For taking the scenic route. For taking good care. We're in. For big surprises. For new possibilities. For good times. Every year, 100% of profits stay here in Atlantic Canada. We're in for supporting things like healthcare and education and giving back to our communities. Learn how at askaway.ca.
Number 12, Emma Carey, left wing, Eddie Loach. Number 2, number jersey, Ashton Please stand up if you can for the au Canada. Veuillez vous lever s'il vous plaît. Est-ce que vous le trouvez pour le au Canada?
Welcome back inside the Bell Alliance Center here on the campus of the University of Prince Edward Island for the first look at the 2023 women's hockey at the Canada Winter Games. The building filling up here between Team Newfoundland and Labrador and Team Northwest Territories. There's a good look to kick things off. Starting in goal for the Northwest Territories is Ellie Lutit. She'll get the call. The native of Yellowknife at the other end, Lacey Bigelow. Torbay, Newfoundland native, plays at the Hoshak School in the US League.
A few Island players have played down at Hoosac over time in Western New York, made their way through, and of course, Lacey making her way back here. She was an all-star last year as Hoosac won the championship in the US High School Ladies League in that area of New York. And minds the net here today against this Northwest Territories team. A bit of a startup group here today, both of them. We'll see what they come away with. Have to be excited, though.
Yeah, for both teams, this is one of those things. We talked about it last week. Some of these young ladies will experience the best moments of their lives when they're here at these Canada Games.
Certainly so. Memories to be made that'll last a lifetime. Make some new friends and some great stories they'll be able to laugh with their friends.
Newfoundland and Labrador will play it in. Gill will meet it in the near side corner boards, and center 1-2 Haley Ryan. Ryan gets it back to Gill. She tries to push it to the front of the net. Hillary Taylor swoops in, plays that puck back to the point to Brown. Brown plays it back into the corner, and it's picked up there by Taylor. Hillary Taylor drops that one back on the cycle, gets it down low and onto the stick of Sparks. Sparks tries to center it. It's swatted away, and that one will go for icing. You talked about it off the top, kind of an upstart group here for the Northwest Territories. Yeah. Some of these young ladies have just started to kind of play hockey in the last couple of years.
Yeah, when you do a little research, Bo, which you've done a great job putting some stuff together for us here this week, some of them you're right, the last couple of years they've joined hockey, and you're interested to see why, because it's friends or family have gotten them involved with. So there's some really cool stories out there this week.
We'll be sure to try and pick up on a few of them here throughout the games here today, as Newfoundland and Labrador will control it in behind the goal. Burton standing in front, wanting that puck from Taylor. Taylor comes back to the point and onto the stick. It's poked off, and retreating back will be Mercer. Jessica Mercer centers one through the middle of the ice. That one hops over a stick, and it'll be played in by Coquel. Northwest Territories turn that puck over, centering pass in front, just rolls under the stick of Power, and the Territories will get it out. That was Dussault. Shea plays it cross ice, and Power up over the blue line. She'll drag and fire, and that one is stopped. Puck is still loose in front. Goaltender sprawling down, puck in the blue paint as Power works viciously for that puck. Back to the point it comes, and Newfoundland and Labrador will play it down into the corner. It's played there by Remo. Remo gets it to half wall boards, and Newfoundland and Labrador back on the attack. Here's Power just inside the blue line. She'll drop one back to Spencer. Spencer will fire one in, and Lutit will cover that puck up and grab a whistle with 17:49 left to go here in period number 1.
Yeah, Ellie Lutit under a bit of a barrage here from the Newfoundland team as they put pucks on net, and an exciting week for these teams all across Canada coming here. And, of course, being Prince Edward Island, many of them the first time ever being on the island, and a lot of people wowed, and a lot of the athletes that were leaving from week 1 around town yesterday. Busy day in the city.
Back underway here and taken in behind the goal. It's played by Drover. Drover comes to the slot. She'll turn and get some encouragement from the stands to dish that one off. It's sent off the side of the goal, and Shea tries to put it in. It's covered up. We talk about, first time in the island. It's funny, I ran into some parents from the Team Manitoba men's hockey team last Friday night.
Yes.
Fiverr, when do we come back in the summer? When do we come back in the summer? Of course, my best recommendation is Old Home Week for the Gold Cup and Saucer. But, they all want to come back in the summertime, and that's what these games can bring to an opportunity for a province.
Did you offer them sharing ownership? See if they any connections to get a horse in for the Gold Cup and Saucer. And again, looks like Newfoundland's game plan here early on, Bo, is to put pucks on the net on Ellie Lutit. And she plays in the Yellowknife Senior Development League in Yellowknife, and she was named Goalie of the Year of the Northwest Territories last year. So that honor gets her the crease here for the Canada Games.
In behind the goal, another stat in this team, Northwest Territories. The last time they were at the Canada Games in Red Deer, that 2019 team was named the Team of the Year in the Northwest Territories. So kind of big shoes to fill here.
Oh, it's excellent. And there's one member back from that team. We'll see her. She's on the back end here today in, drawing a blank. Oh, sorry, Emma Carey, number 12. And she played as a 12-year-old in those 2019 games out in Red Deer. And she's back. And we talked about some interesting stories. We'll talk a little more about Emma Carey. And she says being out at the Canada Games just increased her love of the game and what she wants to give back to it.
It's played in by McKay Avanco in behind the goal of Team Newfoundland Labrador. They play it through the middle of the ice. Here's a nice centering feed, and Sparks is up over the line with speed. She'll fire one, and Lutit will make the save off the lively backboards, and it's in the back of the goal. Team Newfoundland and Labrador will strike first here as they get a bounce off the yellow kick pike in front, and it's in the goal.
And an explosion of excitement for the fans from Newfoundland. And there we see the plays just to throw pucks on the net, and from behind the net, it looks like Hillary Taylor kind of throws it out in front, and it may have hit a skate of a Northwest Territories player. We'll get a tighter look at it here down low, or may have hit the pad. And it looks like just a swipe at it maybe by Taylor. She's on the ice, Hillary Taylor, who plays for Ridley College at Ontario in the Junior Women's Hockey League. 27 games there, 7 goals, 4 assists for the Ridley Tigers.
See that speed of Olivia Sparks cutting through, kind of got that all created. Taylor again with another chance in front. That one stopped and covered up.
Yeah, a big jump here by Taylor for sure. And Olivia Sparks, you mentioned her, the native of Springdale, Newfoundland, plays with the Central Ice Pack, trying to get things going. There's a great shot of the crowd. Everybody's in Charlottetown. Make yourself at home. That's right. That's the motto. Sit back, relax, have a nice beverage, warm sandwich at lunch. Bo and I got you covered.
Mercer off the face-off, dishes one across. There's a high shot. Save is made. Puck is down in the blue paint. A wraparound opportunity. That one nullified as Impet is able to get a stick on that one. Mercer tries to fire one in from the point. It's met in the half wall. Board centered through. Near side. Picking that puck up will be Mercer to Power. Power spins in the half wall. Pinned up there by Turingo. Mercer at the blue line. She'll try and fire one through. That one off a shin pad. Picked up by Power. Power drops one back for Mercer. Mercer looking for lane. Will find one through the crease, and taking a stab at it was Pitcher. Back to the point. It's held in again by Molly Power. She gets it down low to Bethany Pitcher. Pitcher comes up to Shea. Across now. Here's Mercer. Mercer will walk and fire one. That one a cross-bodied save that goes in behind. Power now. Again. Plays it down low as we see this Newfoundland Labrador team hard on the attack. Kelsey Impet will play it to the half wall boards. Back through the middle. That puck is picked off. Played back by Allie Spencer, and she will ice that. We talk about the good all the stories that end up coming in this hockey game or in these games. Jessica Mercer, is she ever from a family of royalty? You might know her, a couple of her brothers from back in the day. I think one of them might have been a first-round pick to the New Jersey Devils.
Not too bad, eh? Dawson and Riley, yeah, one can keep the puck out and the other can put the puck in. I'll tell you, those two guys. So, she's got hockey DNA oozing right through all of her cells for sure. And she, of course, plays right in here, the Mount Academy in Charlottetown. Yeah. And also part of that Junior Women's Hockey League under the tutelage of Coach Kenny McDougall. There'll be no energy or fired up there on that bench, eh?
No, maybe a little too much at times, but it'll fit right into the pedigree of that program that started here in Charlottetown a couple of years ago. Here's a shot on. Rebound is in front. Puck is loose in front of the crease. The territory swarm to keep it out. A shot on from Wicks. Again, Lutit is there to cover up with 14-19 left to go in the first period.
Now, we're not encouraging gambling up there, although sports gambling's legal. What would you say the over-under in shots in this game would here today,
Bo? She's 9-0 now. I'll take the over for sure.
I'm going to go that Ellie Lutti is going to face 62 shots here today.
Yeah, well, they're going to go, Northwest Territories going to go to the power play here. No, maybe not. I guess it looks like it's going to be Newfoundland. Oh, we're going to get two. We're going to go both ways. We're going to get a cross check and a hold.
Say we're looking at an over-under of probably 70 shots in this game here today. And going to be some 4-on-4 hockey here happening this week. And again, a little rules adjustment on this. It's the hybrid icing systems being called here, as it would be at the Olympic level for a lot of these young ladies, where it's that race to the puck in the end zone. It's not just automatic when it crosses the goal line. The linesman will determine it. And any puck shot over the glass in the D zone, that'll result in 2 minutes in the box.
Something to be mindful of here as these games go on. We'll get a face-off ejection here with 14:04 left to go in the first period. Pushed ahead off the draw. A shot fired just wide by Burton. Down in the corner boards, it comes around. And Brown plays it back in, and it's across, a centering feed in front, turning and firing there. That was Hillary Taylor with another opportunity. She got the party started here for Newfoundland Labrador. In front, another centering feed. Taylor gets a second whack at it. That one will roll into the corner boards. Here's Spark. She'll fire and just up and over the goal. Coming in from the back end, Fillier will keep that puck alive. She'll battle there with her teammate Burton as she's watched on. Power, back to Fillier, back to Power. She'll one-time one, and that one's off the pad down in front of Lutit. She finds it, covers up.
Newfoundland doing a nice job, Bo, throwing that puck around there as they get their special teams unit out. And sometimes when you look on paper and you see it as a bit of a mismatch as a coaching staff, I think here's an opportunity to work on our special teams maybe today as the competition will pick up as the week goes on here. And Coach Linda Massey clearly looking at that.
Face off back down there is Mercer. She'll fire one just up over the glove. It'll bounce back again off the backboards, and trying to jam away at it there was Molly Power. It'll come back to Mercer, across ice to Bugden. Bugden down low, and a shot off the side of the pad by Hancock. Hancock brings it back up top to Mercer through traffic, and that one's kicked away. Rebound down in front, and again, Lutit able to find it and cover it up. That's her 14th or 15th shot here of the period, and we're not even 10 minutes in, Mike.
No, she's doing a great job of scrambling. She's finding those pucks in traffic, and the Northwest Territories D might want to do a little better job of boxing out in the back end there. As you can see, Abigail McDonald just having a tough time with that Newfoundland net presence.
Here's Shoot now on the attack, down low to Power. Power has Hancock in front, but she'll come back to the point. It's cross-played to Mercer. Mercer fires one in off a body in front. See, Mercer likes to shoot that puck from the back end. She'll take it in behind the goal and dish one off to Molly Power. Power back up top to Bergen. It's fired in the backhand. That'll roll just wide off the stick of Hancock. From behind the goal, a centering feed from Power to Hancock. That one just misses, and the Fans from Newfoundland, Labrador get excited. They got great big pictured heads here for this event.
Yeah, it's not life-size. This is one of the ones when you saw during the pandemic that people were buying at the ballparks and the stadiums. Like, it's gigantic for each player. Nice to see, nice touch. As I said to one of the dads here, we're talking, teenage girls wouldn't be embarrassed by these or anything up in the stands.
Back to the point, Ryan fires one through. That one blocked by Carey, rolls down into the corner boards and picked up by McKay Ivanko. Shea pinches into the half wall, keeps it alive, a centering feed. Another kick save made there is Kitchen. Fired it towards the goal. Kitchen trying for it again, back in the blue paint. That puck is loose. It comes back. Shea will turn and fire and score. Maria Shea seen that puck pop loose into the slot. She couldn't wait to rip it. And she puts Team Newfoundland Labrador up by 2.
The big celly by Maria Shea, another player from Ridley College Tigers in the Junior Women's Hockey League. Look at her step into the slot, sees that loose puck, and through a crowd, she snaps that one up over the right shoulder of Ellie Lutit. Let's kick out of here, and there's the clearing play. It just takes about 3 or 4 different bounces, comes right out to the slot. Maria Shea jumps on it there. The native of Stephenville gives Newfoundland a 2-0 lead.
Pushed over the line by Hillary Taylor. Newfoundland Labrador right back on the attack. Back to the point it comes to Shea. Shea will walk the line and fire. That one kicked aside. Played on the boards by Gokwell, and it'll come back, and Shea will turn and chase it down. So it's Kitchen and Ryan with the assists on the Newfoundland Labrador second goal. Spencer plays one across to Shea. Shea gets it to Burton. Burton plays it in the middle, and that one's going to be offside. Mike, you mentioned that Ridley College, a couple of these girls from Newfoundland play there. Yep. So my understanding is a lot of that credit goes to Shaylin Snow, who is from Newfoundland, went to Ridley College, played for Canada at the U18s, now at St. Lawrence University, or St. Lawrence College in the NCAA.
Yeah, well, you know that, Bo. The hockey world's a small place, and there's been a number of Atlantic Canadians play at Ridley over the year, one of those schools that does recruit in Atlantic Canada, Newfoundland, and of course the Maritimes, and a popular program. And it's great to see that Junior Women's Hockey League just continue to grow. We talked about the Mount Academy here in Charlotte now, but Rustico next year on the north side of PEI, and it stretches from coast to coast, and it's really great to see.
One of those new facilities that were brought in. You may have seen it throughout the Canada Games. That shot is fired in, and it's stopped by Lutit. Let's go back. Let's go to the other end because we haven't had a chance to say her name. Lacey Bigelow. She's in net for Team Newfoundland. I mean, we're 10 minutes in this hockey game. She hasn't seen a shot yet. It's 18-0 shots on goal, Mike. As a goaltender, it's a pretty tough thing to try and keep yourself focused in a game where you're 10 minutes in after warm-up and you haven't seen a shot yet.
No, and that's the thing. And she comes from the Hoosac School down in Western New York, so definitely for Lacey Bigelow, a soft game here so far, halfway through this first period. Her and her counterpart, Jennifer Murphy. And Jennifer Murphy's an underager, a 2008 born, the backup here in this one today. And I wonder if they'll split the difference here because it just might be a matter of keeping the toes warm here today in that Newfoundland net.
Struggling with it here right now in the booth, I know that. Back to the point it comes. Brown fired, and she picked her spot from the point just inside the blue line. Buries it for Team Newfoundland and Labrador, and they're up 3.
Sadie Brown, who plays not too far from here, a couple hours away at Rothsay Netherwood School in Rothsay, New Brunswick. No doubt about that one. She slaps that one down towards the net, and it finds its way through as Ellie Lutit is dealing with a little bit of traffic in front of her there. I think her D is right in the sights of that one. Is Emma Carey right in the way there, and I think kind of shielded the eyes of Ellie Lutit, and Newfoundland goes up by 3.
They're right back on the attack over the line. They'll fire one. That one will ring iron as Haley Ryan put it in over the glove and finds his singer. Newfoundland back in their own zone. It's bugged it. Gets it up, and here they come back on the attack. Here's Ryan. Takes that puck wide, has Gill driving the goal, and she'll center across to Gill. Gill couldn't get a shot away as she was pressured there by Carey. Carey will rim it around the boards. It'll come back into the neutral zone. Bugged it. Back through the middle. Fillier across to Gill. Gill streaks one back to Sparks. Sparks after McDonald. There's a puck played back in, and it's picked up by Carey. Mercer keeps it in the attacking zone here for Newfoundland Labrador as she battles two, and it'll come to Taylor. Taylor will fire one. That one kicked aside by Lutit. Down low, Taylor again. Puck on her stick, comes back up top to Mercer. Mercer works it into the middle of the ice. Watch there, and tries to fire one off a shin pad. She'll put a rebound in, and Lutit will get a whistle. 7:50 left to go here in the first period. Team Newfoundland Labrador up 3-0.
Yeah, Nelly Lutit is holding her own here. That's the 20th shot she's faced. No water bottle in her net. Someone get this poor girl a water bottle, put it in her net out there. She's holding under her breath.
Have a cup or Gatorade or two there waiting for a shot in from the point. She'll make that save, and it'll roll into the near side corner board. Sparks tries to get it down to Kitchett. Pinching in, Shea, who had the second goal for Newfoundland Labrador. Comes back to Mercer at the point. Mercer makes a move on 1-2, fires it in. Good tip in front there by Kitchen, and a good save by Lutit to track it and hold on for the whistle.
You're right, Bo. Great visual attachment to the puck as she's dealt with some traffic in front of the net. We just saw that last goal, a little bit of a screen. Great look. Look at that jersey. Sweet jersey, kind of Seattle cracking. We've seen some beauties in the first week here with the guys' teams. And, of course, the ladies will match up. But we won't see, I think the best jersey the first week was those Nunavut jerseys. I don't know if you saw
Rocky
them.
jerseys?
The Colorado Rockies / St. Louis Blues retro kind of look. They were sweet. They got a chance to wear their blues. They were pretty excited against PEI, even though the home team always wears white. And Nunavut wasn't going to be a home team in any game. For sure, but they made a switch in those ones where they did it, and they were sweet-looking jerseys. And those guys had a great time. The Nunavut team, they were at the Islanders game Friday morning, the gold medal game the other night. A great week and a great experience continues for all these young athletes.
Power up over the line, got kind of tripped up there in her own feet, and she's able to keep that puck alive. Shot in, and that one's a good block there as the captain doing captain-like things for the Northwest Territories. That's DeMarc. Wicks tries to play that one up to shoot. She'll chip it in, and just on the wrong side of center here. And
see, the Northwest Territories will have an offensive zone face-off, the first of the game here, Bo. And you talk about that, then there's a great look at Kelsey and Pat. Plays in Yellowknife, the U13 team. And on this Northwest Territories team, there are 5 2010 born girls. So this is it's a mix of an older team. You have some 04s, which they're allowed to have overagers in the C pool in the northern, smaller populated regions, and 10s. So we got some girls here that are 19 years old, the girls that are 12. So it's quite an age range for this Northwest Territories squad. And there's a look at Ellie Lutit, as we've mentioned her name a few times today. You'll hear it a lot out there. She's a 2006 born girl, and as we said earlier, Northwest Territories goalie of the year last year. And you'd have to look. We do see there's recruits and scouts and coaches from a lot of college schools and programs. You wonder if they get a look at Lutit here today and think, you know what, there could be something there with this young girl.
Well, I'll tell you what she's got so far is a lot of compete.
Yep,
a good opportunity to track the puck, and she stands in there at 5.
Good size.
Yeah, 5'9", so she takes up a lot of the net for sure.
And definitely not used to this level of play, and you know, no offense to anyone there, but they certainly don't see this level of play in the Northwest Territories, and a lot of Atlantic teams will see. It's tough, but some of these girls, as we mentioned, the Newfoundland squads playing at prep schools around Canada, across Canada, and a couple in the U.S., and it's a big step up for sure, but a lot of teams you'll see they'll adjust as the week goes on in their level of play as they get accustomed to what they're facing.
Here's Burton up over the blue line for Newfoundland Labrador. She tries to put one far side. It'll rim on around, and Bugden will keep it in. Knocked down off that puck, but she's able to get it down low to Olivia Sparks. Sparks lifted there by Carey. Carey tries to clear it out, and under pressure, Hillary Taylor is able to pick it up. Bugden from the point. She'll sail one wide. Mercer for Newfoundland Labrador picks it up in behind the goal. Mercer knocked off of that puck, and you talked about it, Mike. This is an opportunity to kind of have your special teams go to work. So Newfoundland's going to get, Labrador will get their first look in the power play here with 4:43 left to go in the first period, leading 3-0.
Yeah, Abigail McDonald takes the feed away from Jessica Mercer in the corner down there. McDonald's been feisty in that back end, been watching that Northwest Territories D. She plays a physical brand. She doesn't mind boxing players out. A nice skater, 2007 born player from Inuvik. And she also plays in that Yellowknife Senior Development Program.
5'10", the tallest lady in the roster for the Northwest Territories, and she's got some fight. A centering feed into the middle. Hancock missed that one up over top, and comes back. Power gets it to Wicks. Wicks back to Power, top of the circle. Power, they work it around. Rink wide pass sent across. Ryan tries to center one through. That'll miss Drover and come back to the near side boards. Up top to Wicks. Wicks dishes off to Ryan. Ryan tries to play it into the bumper, and that puck will be cleared out as turning and firing away was Helene McKay of Onco.
Yeah, member of the Hay River Huskies U15 program, and good job by Northwest Territories there. They were really structured and stayed in position in that penalty kill, and a little bit of pressure on the forecheck coming from Sarah Porter.
Yeah, hard in on the forecheck there was Porter, and we're down to a minute left in this power play for Newfoundland as Power starts to direct traffic in the half wall, gets it in the middle. Shea back to Power. Power tries to send one across. It'll hop on Haley Ryan. Ryan will pick it up, come to the top of the circle, turn and fire, and whistle that one high on the glove side. Again, half wall boards. Molly Power back to the point. Shea will fire one through traffic, using that big body to kick that one away. Again was Lutti. Half wall boards working for that puck is going to be Hancock. She'll deliver to Shea. Shea will fire one, and that one, a little bit of friendly fire there as it catches Casey Drover standing in front. Shea again from behind the goal will use her wheels to come back up top and dish one off. Gill back to Shea, fired on, and again another block. 9 seconds left in the power play. Playing it back into the boards. Remo tried to freeze that one along the wall. Shea plays it down low, and Remo will blast one around off the glass. It'll bounce off the stanchion boards and come to Coquel.
I'm watching that net battle in front. Emma Carey, number 12 for the Northwest Territories, engaged in a big battle with Casey Drover in front of the net. They were whacking and shoving one another, and you get a Carey. She's diminutive out there. As we mentioned, she returns from the 2019 games where she was a 12-year-old and she was battling in front of that net. Young Emma Carey, and I talked about it earlier in the broadcast here today. Carey has a note that when she went back after the Canada Games as a 12-year-old, she was so inspired, and she just fell more and more in love with the game of hockey that now she volunteers and she helped coach U11 and U13 teams in Yellowknife.
And that's what it's all about for these kids. They get to experience a moment, whether it's women's hockey, whether it's boxing, whatever it may be. They get to get out and explore the country and play a sport they love, and they're either going to fall in love more with it, or they're going to say, yeah, okay, I did it, and I'm done with it.
and what a great experience. Like we said, coming here, you're playing the best players in this age group, and some younger. Some of these girls, like we said, 2010, they're 12 years old. They're going to be out here seeing girls that have played for Canada and won gold medals at World Championships here just last month.
Well, and you know what? This Northwest Territories team or this Newfoundland team may not get to play a team like Ontario or Quebec, but guess what? They have an opportunity to rub shoulders with those athletes of tomorrow that they're going to watch on TV. Take a girl like Emma Carey, who's played here before.
Yep.
Who did she meet in 2019 in Red Deer that now is gone to be somebody, right?
Well, yeah, and it's that whole experience of the whole Canada Games. You're bringing the youth of the country together. They hang out in the dorms. There's common areas. They're going to social events. There's concerts and all kinds of activities around, hanging out, going to the different sports that are all around the province here this week. It's a tremendous, tremendous week, and just an experience that people will remember forever.
1:46 left to go here in the first period. Team Newfoundland Labrador leading 3-0. Comes back to the point. It's kept in and now skated out by Impet. Gets it to Mikea Vonko. She tries to fire one. That one's off a shin pad. Shots on goal currently 27-0 in favor of Newfoundland Labrador. They'll play one through the neutral zone, far side boards. It's played in by Hancock, picked up by Impet, and she tried to get it to Dussault. Power, back to the point. Shea fired in, tipped in front, and a save made. You know, and I look at this Northwest Territories team, there was two names, Dussault, so JC Dussault and Zoe Remo. I'm positive that those are two names that were on the Northwest Territories.
In 2019?
Men's team. No, in 2023 that were just here last week.
Yes,
so I'm going to guess that there's probably some families that are here maybe for a 2-week span or trying mixed in both parts, but
coming down south. A lot of people we know this week are gone south, but they're in the Northwest Territories. South is PEI this week when you're going south. It's nice and sunny, beautiful day in the cities. You can see in that Northwest Territories end, the sun shining in the corner here at McLaughlin Arena, the Bell Alliance Center on the campus of UPEI.
And Dussault near picked a pocket of Mercer and was gone the other way. A drop pass and backhanded in the slot to 38 seconds. Kick save and a second save there made by Ellie Lutit as she got the rebound turned away. Shea gets it over to Taylor. Taylor will dump it in and head off for a change. There is Carey. Carey will leave it there for Abigail McDonald. McDonald is going to force one. That one's going to catch the official in front of the Northwest Territories bench and winding it up from the back end. Leah Wicks. Wicks will fire. That one's off the shin pads of Carey and poked into the corner, down to the dying seconds here of the first period of play. Wicks to Power, and time will run out here in period number 1. Team Newfoundland Labrador leading 3-0, but I think the story of the first period is that girl right there in your screen, Ellie Lutit, as she turns aside 25 here in the first period.
Yeah, and there's a good look at things. The girls waiting at the benches. There is a flood. There will be a flood in an intermission here. A 15-minute break. We'll be back at you. And Ellie Lutit encouraging her teammates to keep going here in this game 1 versus Newfoundland and Labrador.
3-0 team Newfoundland Labrador over the Northwest Territories after 1 period of play. We'll be back with the second period in just a few moments.
The PEI 2023 Canada Winter Games would like to thank our three major sponsors, Athletic Lottery, the City of Charlottetown, and the City of Summerside. Thank you for supporting the next generation of Canadian athletes. Les Jeux d'hiver Canadiens 2023 de l'île du Prince-Édouard devraient remplacer cette commandité additionnelle. Loterie Atlantique, la ville de Charlottetown, la ville de Summerside. Nous vous remercions d'appuyer la prochaine génération d'athlètes canadiens et canadiennes. Get your official Canada Games merchandise. Games Gears is available for sale at our merchandise kiosk and competition venues throughout the island. You can also visit our flagship kiosk at McLaughlin Arena to create your own customized games with gears. Rejoignez les produits officiels des Jeux du Canada. L'événement des Jeux d'hiver Canada 2023 en parole au kiosque de produits de marque situé aux différents sites de compétition de l'ensemble de l'île.
Dipped, drizzled, sandwiched, sprinkled, or straight up. There's a million ways to enjoy Cavendish Farms fries, but only one way to make them the right way. Grown, picked, washed, chopped, checked, and packed up just right. Cavendish Farms, made our way, enjoyed your way.
Some plan to relax, and others look for adventure. But no matter your reason for visiting, one thing's guaranteed. From the moment you step on this island, you feel a little lighter. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island.
The credit union has been supportive throughout this whole entire process, and I don't think this dream of being a captain would have been possible without the credit union.
We're in. For home. For favorite spots. For taking the scenic route. For taking good care. We're in. For big surprises. For new possibilities. For good times. Every year, 100% of profits stay here in Atlantic Canada. We're in for supporting things like healthcare and education and giving back to our communities. Learn how at askaway.ca.
City lights will guide me as I go. Will the sun come up? Guess we'll never know. Ooh, when I'm with you, it's like starting new. It's like starting over again. Squeeze and pull my trigger, let it loose. Dancing just to be cool.
From the moment you step on this island, you feel a little lighter. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island. From the moment you step on this island, you feel a little lighter. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island.
Tremper, arroser, déguster, assaisonner ou juste comme ça. Il y a 1000 façons de savourer les frites des fermes Cavendish. Mais une seule façon de les faire. La bonne façon. Cultiver, récolter, laver, couper, inspecter et emballer. Juste de la bonne façon. Les fermes Cavendish, faites à notre façon, savourez à votre façon.
Welcome to Canada Games House, presented by Canadian Tire, a place where Canada Games athletes, their families, friends, and special guests come together to celebrate, have fun, and relax during the games. Suivez-moi et allons voir. There are different spaces within Canada Games House. A lounge for casual fun and games, a studio for large team events, and a room for private gatherings. When you come to Canada Games House, the first thing that you're going to feel is a warm welcome. Within these walls, we'll welcome, accept, and respect everyone. Donc la règle la plus importante, c'est de traiter tout le monde avec du respect et de la gentillesse. This beautiful hall is a main gathering space. In here we got board games, video games, live streaming Canada Games action on massive TVs, snacks, drinks, alumni appearances, team days, and special guests. Il y a toujours quelque chose à faire et vous ne savez jamais qui vous pouvez croiser.
It's great just to be able to come here and relax. There's so much to do and just hang out and spend time with the family. It's great.
Have to be honest, this is a vision that we've had for a really long time. We recognize how much it takes for athletes to get to the Canada Games, how much their families and friends contribute to their mental health, their physical health. To create a space that we can actually celebrate friends and family is incredible, and to be honest, we couldn't have done it without Canadian Tire. Nous sommes ravis d'avoir ce partenariat avec Canadian Tire. Finalement, on a un endroit, la Maison des Jeux du Canada, où nous pouvons célébrer la famille.
It's so exciting to see all the athletes and be able to celebrate the next generation of Canadian athletes and their families. Honoring the friends and family of these athletes has been so important to us, and providing them this space at Canada Games House is really why we did it.
Thank you, Canadian Tire, for your support in making Canada Games House a reality. You're making the Canada Games experience that much better for the Canada Games athletes, their families, and their friends. Donc, au revoir et profitez de votre séjour aux Jeux du Canada.
City lights will guide me as I go. Will the sun come up? Guess we'll never know. Whoa. When I'm with you, it's like starting new. It's like starting over again. Squeeze and pull my trigger, let it loose. Dancing just to be cool.
Dipped, drizzled, sandwiched, sprinkled, or straight up. There's a million ways to enjoy Cavendish Farms fries, but only one way to make them the right way. Grown, picked, washed, chopped, checked, and packed up just right. Cavendish Farms, made our way, enjoyed your way.
Some plan to relax, and others look for adventure. But no matter your reason for visiting, one thing's guaranteed. From the moment you step on this island, you feel a little lighter. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island.
The credit union has been supportive throughout this whole entire process, and I don't think this dream of being a captain would have been possible without the credit union.
We're in. For home. For favorite spots. For taking the scenic route. For taking good care. We're in. For big surprises. For new possibilities. For good times. Every year, 100% of profits stay here in Atlantic Canada. We're in for supporting things like healthcare and education and giving back to our communities. Learn how at askaway.ca.
From the moment you step on this island, you feel a little lighter. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island. From the moment you step on this island, you feel a little lighter. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island.
Welcome back inside the Bell Alliance Center on the campus of the University of Prince Edward Island. It is female hockey action here. Team Northwest Territories and Team Newfoundland Labrador. It's Team Newfoundland Labrador, Mike, with a 3-0 lead, but I think we went back to it, the story of the first period. Ellie Lutich, she turns aside 25 here, just staying square to the puck, tracking it really well. And the ones that were in, the first one a bad bounce, cut one through traffic, so she's been standing tall.
She has done a great job here keeping her team into it. 28 shots, as you mentioned, Bo, and easily could be a score that's approaching the double digits as the officials are cleaning up a little bit of missed strip of ice, not cleaned up by the Zamboni driver up the middle of the ice here at the Bell Alliance Center on the campus of UPEI, and had a chance to chat with some Newfoundland family members and fans here in the intermission. Really excited to be here and impressed. And there's a good look at the Newfoundland bench and head coach Linda Massey as her has to be pleased with that first period effort. Lots of shots on the net as we see the star of the period, Ellie Lutich, going by, and there's a good look at the Northwest Territories bench and those sharp-looking jerseys, Seattle cracking away jerseys, and the logo. And I get a feeling that Ellie Lutich's day is not done by any means yet in the action she's faced, as Newfoundland will go right to left in this period, and the Territories hope to get left to right in this one.
Down to the left, and Newfoundland Labrador right in the attack. Drover plays it down to Ryan on the half-wall board. She'll be double-teamed there, and it'll be picked up by Jenna DeMarc. DeMarc will play it to the half-wall there, and Ashton puts it into the wall. Ashton will play it out into the neutral zone, and it's picked up there by Fillier. Fillier makes a pass up to Wicks. Wicks drops one off. There's a quick shot and sent just wide by the captain, Ryan. Here's Bugden. Crosses one over to Mercer. Mercer will play it to Wicks, and Wicks will play it in. So we see Leah Wicks get a shift here. She was quarterback in the power play there. She's here by the looks of her sheet, the seventh defender, but just gets a shift there up front.
Yeah, and she plays at the famous Shattuck St. Mary's School of Minnesota. Of course, a few former alumni that many Atlantic Canada familiar with, and Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon. And there's going to be another Newfoundland power play, Bo. You called it, and we might see Leah Wicks again. And Wicks having a great year at Shattuck, 30 points on the year, 6 goals, 24 assists, and she may get a setup role on this Newfoundland PP.
And she's the youngest on her team, the only 07 coming in for this Newfoundland and Labrador. So I'm going to say, well, they see her skill coming in if they can get her in, and we've seen her puck movement there on the power play. So one of those things, just trying to add a weapon to your repertoire.
Yeah, no, we'll get an opportunity. Like you say, the teams will have a chance to move this around. And Wicks, the 2008 born, she's one of two, I think, on the team on this one. That also backup goalie today, Jennifer Murphy, the other one on that roster. She's a youngster, but all kinds of skill, and we'll get a look at her here on the back end, number 8.
That puck will hop over the stick at the point of Drover, but Drover gets it across to Wicks. Leah Wicks up over the line. She'll skate it in behind the goal. Watch there, and poked away off of her stick by Remo. Hancock to Power. Power top of the circle. Plays it back into the middle to Wicks. Wicks crosses one across. Back up top to Wicks. Wicks will walk in, fire that one, and Lutit will make the save. Ryan back to Power. Power from the half wall boards. That's it. Back off. Hancock in the bumper position. Still stick handle and leave it there for Power. Power across the captain Ryan. She'll fire one. That one will bounce off a body, and Wicks will send one back to Power. Power to the middle to Wicks. Wicks will walk in and dish one off. Ryan will fire, and Lutit will make the save as she gets her 30th shot of the hockey game here. 2 minutes and 14 seconds into the second period.
Yeah, nice shot by Haley Ryan there. Watch her, she sets up and lets it go, and we just get the tail end of it there. Haley Lutit capturing it, and Haley Ryan plays for Eastern in the U18 League in Newfoundland and Labrador. Conception Bay native.
Shea across to Sparks. Sparks from the circle. Fire one. Mercer coming in to try and pick that one up off the board. She will down on the near side corner boards. Here's Mercer. Comes out top. Plays one cross ice and a stick quick pass back to Shea. Shea will fire traffic in front. That one again off a body, and it'll be picked up, and McKay Ivanko will send that one down. Of course, this Newfoundland team, Mike, they had some success earlier on winning the Atlantic Challenge Cup series that happens usually over the Thanksgiving weekend. So this unit of a group is coming in here rolling to this event.
And they get their first shot on the net as they roll one towards there. It goes up on the score clock. You're right, Northwest Territories is on the board, and referee having a little chatter there with Lacey Bigelow, probably saying, there you go. The shutout streak is over for shots, and right, there will be the ACC, you're right, Atlantic Challenge Cup, for those tuning in not familiar, it's a weekend event where the Atlantic provinces, Newfoundland, Labrador, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, all send their top teams in various age divisions, male and female side, on the Thanksgiving weekend to compete to see who it is, and Newfoundland Labrador was the top female U18 team at that event last fall in Dieppe.
Wicks pushes that ahead to Hancock. Hancock down the far side. She'll play one over to Ryan, who will step into one, and that one off the blocker of Lutit. Back to five-a-side hockey here, so Newfoundland Labrador 0 for 2 in the power play. There's a centering feed across. Ryan makes a shot. Rebound in front. Lutit was down. She covers up and holds on.
Nice to see your defense stepping up for their goalie there. Looking after with a couple of little cross checks to move the traffic. JC Dusam working there in front. And there's that cross-ice pass, and a great job by Lutit to read the play. And in comes her D, and Dusam helping her out, the goaltender. And they, of course, play in the same program than the Yellowknife Senior Development Program in the Northwest Territories.
It's started up here by Coquel through the neutral zone, and Demarac will push it in.
And she's down. She's got a player injured here.
Sparks is on the attack for Newfoundland. She'll play it in, and we'll get a whistle as Coquel down here.
She kind of got twisted up just over the blue line as that entry play went in and kind of landed awkwardly, I don't know, on her shoulder or not. And folks take a knee and go back, and a good look from the ice level towards the bench area here at the Bell Line Center, McLaughlin Arena on the campus of University of Prince Edward Island. And silence as the medical staff comes out here to have a look at this Northwest Territories player here, Coquel, as you mentioned. And Coquel, she plays at Notre Dame in Saskatchewan, plays U18 AA there, the Hay River native, and down in Saskatchewan playing there, and she gets twisted up, and I don't know if she landed on her shoulder on that one, but the staff attending to her, the volunteer staff, and all those volunteers helping out, making this game a success, Bo.
We'll send it off to a quick commercial here with 16:09 left to go in the second period. Team Newfoundland Labrador leading Team Northwest Territories 3-0. Welcome back inside the Bell Alliance Center here. 16:09 left to go in the second period. Coquel returns to the bench here for the Northwest Territories. We'll keep an eye and see on her return here throughout this second period. Filia turns that puck over. It's pushed down into the corner boards by McKay Avonko. Gets it off to the captain, Demeray. They'll come back to McKay Avonko far side. Tries to play it down into the corner. She's pressured there by Burton up through the middle of the ice. Far side is an opportunity. Driving the goal. Just had to roll off the stick of Hillary Taylor. Centers in front again. Down Lutit making the save. A couple of whacks at it. It rolls under the pad. And we'll get another whistle here with 15:27 left to go.
Nice back check there by Brooklyn Helyar. And she gets back as Taylor turned on the Jets, and then Newfoundland with all kinds of, as our old buddy George Matthews would say, crease chaos going on in front there as they whack away at it. And being a goalie, Bo, and you would know too, nice to see the defense push back and kind of step up for their goalie in there after the play as Newfoundland continued to jab at it.
A little bit of an edge and a push as that's turn go. Plays it off to Sarah Porter. Porter will put it into the Newfoundland Labrador zone. It comes back into the neutral zone, and Remo will send it back in. That one is played in, and Turingo couldn't get a handle on it. In through the neutral zone, Hancock pushes it forward. Gets it over to Pitcher. Pitcher has Gill driving the goal. She'll take it down into the corner, drop it off to Hancock. Hancock will fire, puck loose in the slot. Will come back to Spencer. Spencer works it down low to Gill. Gill back up to Spencer in front. Turning and firing is Hancock. Second whack at it. That one blocked away and down into the far side corner. Shea from the blue line plays it. Hancock will cycle it down low. Gill from behind the goal. Molly Gill for Team Newfoundland Labrador comes back up top to Spencer. She'll send one into the far side corner, and Power will skate into it. She'll turn away from an onlooker Porter and play it down to Pitcher. Pitcher in the corner. Plays it back to Gill under the goal line. Gill back down low to Kitchett. Tries to center that one into the slot to Shea, who was calling for it. Shea will get that puck now. Bottom of the circle. Tries to fire one. Rolls off the stick down into the corner boards for Newfoundland Labrador. Shea around the rim to Power. Power leaves it there for Shoot. Under the goal line again. Comes back up top to Spencer. Spencer gets one across and onto the stick of Bugden. She'll fire one. That one will go wide. Shoot battles for it. Skating in to help out is Kitchett. Will come back into the neutral zone. Mercer will push forward up over the blue line. Drop one back to Power. Here's Power from the circle. Will fire and into the crest on the chest of Ellie Lutit, and she'll hold on with 13:23 left to go in the second period.
Well, one thing, a lot of shots are finding their way right into the belly area, the midsection of Ellie Lutit. If you're Newfoundland, you want to be going upstairs. And talk about Charlottetown making great things happen. Newfoundland wants to get some things happening here as U18 has found their number in this period. But the upstairs is there. We saw it on the second goal by Shea, where she fired up under the bar.
There is Coquell back out on the ice as she plays it into the Newfoundland Labrador zone. Mercer skates right in front of the goal. She's pressured and gets it up. Drover lets that one roll to Ryan. Ryan will come up over the line out there with Wicks and Drover. Wicks to Drover, tried to find the streaking forward, going to the net. Puck rolls under the stick, comes back into the neutral zone. Wicks back to Mercer. Mercer with a pass to the near side boards. Drover will get it to Ryan. Ryan tries to play it into the middle. That'll be offside.
Another physical play by Abigail McDonald. She steps up in the neutral zone and sends Cassie Drover down to the ice. And look at this team. You mentioned before, a lot of youngsters on this lineup. And good look at Eileen McKay-Ivanko, 2006, the Hay River native. Right there.
Ryan off the face-off will drive to the goal. Go to the back, try to go to the backhand, but Lutit sticks the leg out, takes the puck off the stick, and then covers up for the whistle.
Gets the toes out on that one as they try to go around her. And if you're Newfoundland, you're starting to get a little bit frustrated, Bo, right at this point. 37 shots on net. 3 have gone past Ellie Lutit here, and you want to get things going. And if you're the Newfoundland coaching staff, you have to think, okay, we got to start finding the back of the net here, right? Because business is going to pick up as the week goes on, and we need our scoring touch to be a little more deadly than it has been to this point.
Puck played out there by the Territories, and Fillier will skate into it, try and play it up through the middle. McKay-Ivanko gets it to Ashton. Ashton will play it inside the Newfoundland Labrador blue line. Hard on the forecheck there was turn and go. Fillier will play it in behind the goal of Lutit, and Taylor will skate into it. Taylor watched there along the boards by Hellier. Tries to get it back. Fillier will get it there and fire one in, and Lutit will drop the big mid up over top of that puck and take another face-off in the defensive zone here with 11:59 left to go in the second period.
Yeah, one thing Northwest Territories gets to work on is the D-zone face-offs as Newfoundland gets the O-zone. If you have any set plays off the draw, this is an opportunity today for Newfoundland and Labrador to work on that as we wait the Northwest Territories center coming out. And hustling out there is Scarlett Toringo. Member of the U13 Yellowknife program. And she's one of those 2010-born athletes here with the Territories.
Remo, the defenseman, will come in and take the draw. Newfoundland will control it, but it's poked outside the line by Carter. Taylor able to turn it back. She'll take Remo wide. Puck will go down into the corner, and watch there by McDonald. That's Andrea McDonald battling there against 2 Newfoundland Labrador forwards. It's pushed away and into the corner boards by Porter. Fillier tries to get it off to Sparks. Sparks will battle in the corner with Turingo. Comes to the half wall. Carter, stick lifted, but continues to push that puck back into the neutral zone. Burton tries to play it back to Brown. Brown watched by Porter as makes a play with it to the half wall to Taylor. Taylor able to bounce that one out into the neutral zone. Burton can't get by Dussault. The second attempt, Burton has poked off the stick, and Taylor will send it into the territory zone. Sparks meets McDonald on the half wall, and McDonald makes the play. Tries to get it to the middle. Bench door open there, and that wasn't going to stop JC Dussault. She was ready to go right through it to get that puck out of the territory zone. Hancock passes one, nice feed across, and they score. Bethany Pitcher, the receiver of a beautiful pass, makes no mistake, takes that high shot, and the Newfoundland Labrador team now up 4-0.
Yeah, Pitcher from New Harbour, Newfoundland, makes no mistake about it. Beautiful cross-ice pass here as the inner zone. Hancock fires across, and Pitcher, she catches Lutit back in the net a little bit deeper than we've seen her today, and she buries it upstairs. And Pitcher, who plays for Tri-Pen back home in the Newfoundland under-18 league, puts that one in and gets Newfoundland up 4, and a little bit of sense of relief if you're the coaching staff of Newfoundland to find the back of the net.
Well, like you talked about earlier, Mike, trying to get that puck up high, and Pitcher might have heard you there because she made sure to get the elevation on that puck, and she controls it down in the goal, gets it off to Gill. Gill will fire through traffic. It'll bleed wide in the glove side. Shea battling on the boards there along with Willow Whitehead for the Northwest Territories. Whitehead pushing and shoving off of Shea, but it's Newfoundland Labrador coming out with a little 1-2 punch there at the side of the goal for Hancock, turned aside by Lutit. Hancock battling for that puck as she's pushed off down low. Comes back and Spencer fires one, kick save made, good chance in front there, and another kick save made by Lutit is standing in front. Molly Gill thought she had an opportunity. That opportunity was turned aside by Kelsey Impet.
Yeah, nice job by Impet to get her stick out there on that one. Again, another one of these 2010 born girls on this Northwest Territories team. Nice job.
Newfoundland Labrador works it up top. Spencer from the top of the circle will fire that one off the skate of Impact and into the slot. There's Kitchen again as she made sure to get the elevation. Gets a second opportunity as she bats one out of the air.
Hellier just flipped that one right up over the net, over the top of her goalie.
Power from the corner for the Newfoundland Labrador. Back to Bogdan. Gets it to Power. Power will drag, work it back down low, get it back from Kitchen, and they tried a nice little play there at the side of the goal, but it's intercepted, and the Territories will go on to the forecheck.
And get fresh legs out here. The Territories looking a little leg heavy now, Bo, as we're over halfway over into this second period, and the consistent onslaught in the offensive zone by Newfoundland and Labrador.
Power across to Kitchen. Kitchen plays it through the middle. It'll roll in, and Lutit will take the whistle with 8:41 left to go here in the second period.
Maybe the easiest of the 38 saves that Ellie Lutit had to make here today for the Territories. As they look to line up again for another defensive zone draw. We see Jenna DeMarc taking the draw. Captain, where she's the Hay River native, plays in the Hay River Huskies U18 program. 2004 born, as we say. They're allowed to have underagers in the smaller jurisdictions, and she's the only 2004 born player on this Territories team.
Rolls to the front of the goal, and Remo will push it back in behind and allow McDonald to work for it. It's Newfoundland Labrador coming out from the side of the goal. Ryan tried to shovel one, and it will come back to Brown, and she'll play it back in behind the goal. Here's Remo, tries to stop up, and relentless on the attack down low is Haley Ryan. It'll come to Wicks. Wicks tries to make a move there, and Ryan pushes one towards the goal. It's just at the bottom of the circle, comes to Ashton on the half wall, tries to backhand one out. Brown takes a half slap shot there and just up over the crossbar.
We saw Brown slap one in for the third goal of the game here for Newfoundland. She can get it away. Can Sadie Brown on the back end.
Tries to get another one through. That one will go wide on the glove side. Fillier will play it down, and Remo gets it to Ashton. Ashton tries to make a play through the middle of the ice, and Brown steps up there. The puck will now roll to the Newfoundland Labrador blue line.
Too many new things going on here today, Bo, for you. But Sadie Brown, great job of her pinching down the wall there to take that away with that stick sweep, the Rod St. Netherwood product.
Ryan gets a glorious opportunity in front. Again, kicked aside by Lutit. Shoveled in, Lutit down in the butterfly, a hold on. And again, another defensive zone face-off here for the Northwest Territories.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, a lot of recruiters here from colleges and universities across Canada and the United States. And I think Sadie Brown will have to be someone they're looking at here. As we said, she plays at Rod St. Netherwood School in New Brunswick. And really been impressed with her game here. Of course, she scored the second goal, but really some smart plays and a good skater.
Too.
Yeah, really nice skater.
Down low. It's Taylor working that puck for Newfoundland Labrador to Sparks. Sparks from the corner comes back to Shea. Shea up top will fire one, tipped in front, redirected, and again Lutit able to get that big body in front at 5'9" and take away the bottom of the ice.
Yeah, and she kind of looked up at us in the camera there. So thanks again, boys. Another save on that one. Her 42nd. Great job of tracking it. Good visual attachment of the puck and quick hands covering up. No rebound for Newfoundland and Labrador to bang in.
Carey gets it to the half-wall board that's played out by Turingo. Shea, though, for the Newfoundland Labrador team. It's Taylor worked it to Sparks across. Here's Burton. She'll fire one, and again, Lutit will take it into the crest. Squared on the butterfly, and hold on.
Yeah, and we'll get another look at this play. And again, Newfoundland moving. This is the previous one in front. Quick hands to get and cover up that rebound as a throng of Newfoundland and Labrador ladies at the crease whacking away at it, trying to put it past Ellie Lutit. No luck.
Face off, this one controlled by the Territories, back in behind. Coquel forking it, trying to get it by Spencer. Burton down low, centers it out, nice pass, and another good save there as that puck comes off the stick of Hillary Taylor. Down low and work back up high to Shea. Shea at the blue line, she'll fire and again blockered away by Lutit. Coquel gets that one out into the neutral zone. Spencer through the middle to Sparks. Sparks plays it off the boards to Burton. Burton stops up. Far side boards, half wall, gets it back to Mercer off the bench. Mercer will fire one, and that one off the glove of Lutit in behind. Mercer will pick up the rebound, tries to center it out. Hancock tries to one time, another shot in the backhand. That one again kicked away by Lutit. Pitcher in the neutral zone for the Newfoundland Labrador team, across to Burton, over to Gill. Gill can't make a play with it as she was stepped up there by Hellier. Coquel gets a stick on that puck and retrieving back in her own zone is Hancock. Hancock to Gill, tries to push one into the middle, and Hellier gets a stick on it again. Here's Pitcher across the blue line, working on Dussault. They'll make that impact. Mercer trying to work that puck along the boards. It'll come onto the stick of Ashton. Jersey Ashton charges up over the line, gets it in, and is then closed off on the boards by Hancock. Mercer leading the charge from the back end. Mercer across. Here's Pitcher. She'll fire and score. Second goal of the game from Bethany Pitcher as she gets another beauty cross-ice pass and makes no mistake in the blocker side, getting herself her second goal of the period for Team Newfoundland Labrador.
Almost an instant replay there, Bo, as Jessica Mercer finds Pitcher going to the net, and Pitcher puts it right in the back. Great ice level view here of this one. Nice little dish to the side, and it's a quick snapper. It goes underneath that blocker on the right side of Ellie Lutit, and second of the game, second of the period for Bethany Pitcher, the New Harbor Newfoundland native.
Shoot. We'll play one in, and Remo will go back to get it. Remo tries to rim it around to Ashton. It's picked off by Brown. Brown from the line tries to fire one in. Kitchen can't get a shot away, and here comes Newfoundland Northwest Territories up over the line. Here's McKay Ivanko. She'll fire one in, and that one's kicked aside by Lacey Bigelow. Comes into the slot, and back the other way comes Newfoundland Labrador. It's Shoot. She'll play it, and Lutit will leave it there. Comes to Ashton on the half wall boards. She'll get it up to her captain. Demarak plays it into the zone of Newfoundland Labrador, and Fillier will start it out over center ice. Madeline Fillier drops one back to Power. Power gets it back, fires one, and Lutit again will take that one into the mitt. And with 3:55 to go, Team Newfoundland Labrador up 5-0 on 2 goals from Bethany Pitcher here in the second period.
Yeah, and a nice job by Newfoundland Labrador moving that puck around. Good puck distribution by them as they kind of distributed around and really disciplined, staying in position. They are staying on their wings.
Into the slot, Wicks got a pass, had to stop it and then fire through. It's at the side of the goal. Drover will swing in, pick that puck up, work it back to the point. Here's Shea. Shea will fire and score. That one through the 5-hole of Lutit from Mariah Shea, her second of the hockey game, and it's 6-0 Newfoundland Labrador.
Man, I think it hit something in front here. We'll get a look at it as back to the point. Drover puts it there, and it just kind of changed direction. May have hit a Northwest Territories player on the way through to the net. As Drover dished it back to Shea. We'll wait for the official announcement there in front as the officials talk at the scorekeeper area.
Good work there by Cassie Drover. She picked that puck up. She could have panicked and threw it back to the goal. She found Shea, and Shea made no mistake. Wicks up over the line. She'll fire one in, and that's the 5th shot of the hockey game here. The over's looking good right now.
The over's looking good. I said maybe 70, but hey, they didn't give Newfoundland or Northwest. They had a
second
one-on-one shot it on the net. No, it didn't get on the board. Come on. And there was a big round of applause from the Territories bench and their fans that are here that they got a shot.
Shea again from the point, tries to put one in through traffic. Spencer back through the neutral zone here. Spencer again with it. Off the boards, tries to get it up, and Drover can't get it into the zone as she's all tied up there with Hellier.
Little exchange amongst the ladies here. I don't think they were asking for you got any pins to trade there in that little exchange at center ice.
Spencer from the corner boards. Drover trying to sneak in behind. She'll get that pass at the blue line. It'll be offside. A big thing of the Canada Games. Pin trading, Mike.
Huge. Oh. Her old buddy Wesley from Charlottetown Islanders, 50-50 Chase the Ace fan. He was at the table set up last week. He's looking for a few hot ones. I believe the Nunavut won a three-piece kayak. And there was another one he was showing me. I can't think of it off the top of my head. It's those little puzzle piece ones. Those are the big ones. And I know from being 2007 as assistant coach with men hockey, it's a big thing. And you would know from being out in Red Deer as well how it becomes quite a hot topic for that week. And everyone's trying to trade up. And you see a lot of the athletes trading gear and jackets and hats and sweaters and that from the different teams. I saw last night in the late night news of
two things I seen at the men's championship, which was kind of the closing of the first week. Lots of gear exchange, whether it be coats, hats, shirts. And we talked about him a lot last week, Gavin McKenna. I bet she had 300 photos taken at that hockey game.
Well, if Gavin McKenna, of course, if you missed it, the phenom, the next phenom in hockey, the number one pick in the Western Hockey League by Medicine Hat Tigers, played for Yellowknife, was a machine, set new scoring records here at the tournament. Yellowknife, of course, in the C pool. They ended up finishing in the number 10 spot. Yeah. Finished 10th, losing to Newfoundland and Labrador in the 9-10 game, and PEI come away with an 11th place finish. But Gavin McKenna was the talk of the town, and people asking him for pictures. The young 15-year-old was all kinds of talk, and it's going to be interesting. A lot of Islanders and participants here will be talking about, I met him in Charlottetown back in 2023, or I had a chance to see him play, or they saw the hat trick, the 5-point game versus PEI here. There'll be all kinds of Gavin McKenna stories.
Big slap shot from the back end there by Bogdan. That's blocked away. Mercer plays it back on the half wall boards. It's picked up by Burton. Burton tries to play it down low. It's picked off, and stick lifting there down on the corner boards is Taylor. Out from the side of the goal, jam play, and that one will roll to the near side boards. Pass will come up through the neutral zone. Mikheya Valko hard after Mercer, will force her back into her own zone, and Brown will swoop in to pick that puck up, and diving there, fresh off the bench, was Turingo to knock that one away.
A little bit of pressure here from the territories.
Yeah. As Lenny Mpana is in the forecheck. Mercer from the neutral zone will skate that one in. She's got Burton driving the goal. Mercer fires and scores. Jessica Mercer for Team Newfoundland Labrador through the 5-hole, was charging down the far side wing, fired it, and will get the 7th goal here of the hockey game.
I mean, look at it there, and I think Ellie Duteet was guessing upstairs, not quite squared up. You see her hips and shoulders not square to that puck. If she was thinking pass or an upstairs move to get beat 5-hole, and it just looked like it came off the stick of Mercer a little bit differently than normally would, and it fooled Duteet.
Newfoundland Labrador, and from their own zone, get it as far as the blue line. They'll play it in, and does not have the legs for ice and carry. Will drop it back, and McDonald will whack it out into the zone. Fillier across to Brown. Mercer unassisted on that 7th goal here as they send one rink wide and tip it into the zone. Off the boards, Fillier keeps it alive. In the offensive zone, battling for that puck. Abigail McDonald will come to Gill. Gill will whistle one wide in the glove side, and skating into it is Whitehead. Whitehead makes the play up ice, allows Turingo to skate into it. She'll beat out the icing call. Turingo centers a puck out in front, comes to the slot, driving the goal. Willow Whitehead just had that puck bounce off the stick as she was falling to the ice.
This place would have erupted if Whitehead was able to get that one in the net, Bo.
Hancock in on Luteet, and she'll make the 50th save of the hockey game here, Mike, through 2.
Yeah, it's been quite a day for LA Luteed. And back on Gavin McKenna, his sister is here this week. She's with UConn. She is a 2010 born, and she'll be here as an underager with that UConn team. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if she wants the spotlight her brother had when she was here or not. We'll be seeing, but I'm sure a lot of people will be checking her out.
That'll do it here for 2 periods from the Bell Alliance Center between Team Newfoundland and Team Northwest Territories. It's 7-0 after 2 periods of play. We'll be back with the 3rd period here in just a few moments.
City lights will guide me as I go. Will the sun come up? Guess we'll never know. Ooh, when I'm with you, it's like starting new. It's like starting over again. Squeeze and pull my trigger, let it loose. Dancing just to be cool.
Welcome to Canada Games House, presented by Canadian Tire, a place where Canada Games athletes, their families, friends, and special guests come together to celebrate, have fun, and relax during the games. Suivez-moi, allons voir. There are different spaces within Canada Games House: a lounge for casual fun and games, a studio for large team events, and a room for private gatherings. When you come to Canada Games House, the first thing that you're going to feel is a warm welcome. Within these walls, we'll welcome, accept, and respect everyone. Donc la règle la plus importante, c'est de traiter tout le monde avec du respect et de la gentillesse. This beautiful hall is the main gathering space. In here we got board games, video games, live streaming Canada Games action on massive TVs, snacks, drinks, alumni appearances, team days, and special guests. Il y a toujours quelque chose à faire et vous ne savez jamais qui vous pouvez croiser.
It's great just to be able to come here and relax. There's so much to do and just hang out and spend time with the family. It's great.
Have to be honest, this is a vision that we've had for a really long time. We recognize how much it takes for athletes to get to the Canada Games, how much their families and friends contribute to their mental health, their physical health. To create a space that we can actually celebrate friends and family is incredible, and to be honest, we couldn't have done it without Canadian Tire. Nous sommes ravis d'avoir ce partenariat avec Canadian Tire. Finalement, on a un endroit, la Maison des Jeux du Canada, où nous pouvons célébrer la famille.
It's so exciting to see all the athletes and be able to celebrate the next generation of Canadian athletes and their families. Honoring the friends and family of these athletes has been so important to us, and providing them this space at Canada Games House is really why we did it.
Thank you, Canadian Tire, for your support in making Canada Games House a reality. You're making the Canada Games experience that much better for the Canada Games athletes, their families, and their friends. Donc, au revoir et profitez de votre séjour aux Jeux du Canada.
Dipped, drizzled, sandwiched, sprinkled, or straight up. There's a million ways to enjoy Cavendish Farms fries, but only one way to make them the right way. Grown, picked, washed, chopped, checked, and packed up just right. Cavendish Farms, made our way, enjoyed your way.
Some plan to relax, and others look for adventure. But no matter your reason for visiting, one thing's guaranteed. From the moment you step on this island, you feel a little lighter. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island.
The credit union has been supportive throughout this whole entire process, and I don't think this dream of being a captain would have been possible without the credit union.
We're in. For home. For favorite spots. For taking the scenic route. For taking good care. We're in. For big surprises. For new possibilities. For good times. Every year, 100% of profits stay here in Atlantic Canada. We're in for supporting things like healthcare and education and giving back to our communities. Learn how at askaway.ca.
City lights will guide me as I go. Will the sun come up? Guess we'll never know. Whoa. When I'm with you, it's like starting new. It's like starting over again. Squeeze and pull my trigger, let it loose. Dancing just to be cool.
From the moment you step on this island, you feel a little lighter. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island. From the moment you step on this island, you feel a little lighter. Come find your island. Prince Edward Island. Some plan to relax, and others look for adventure. But no matter your reason for visiting, one thing's guaranteed. From the moment you step on this island, you feel a little lighter. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island.
The credit union has been supportive throughout this whole entire process, and I don't think this dream of being a captain would have been possible without the credit union.
We're in. For home. For favorite spots. For taking the scenic route. For taking good care. We're in. For big surprises. For new possibilities. For good times. Every year, 100% of profits stay here in Atlantic Canada. We're in for supporting things like healthcare and education and giving back to our communities. Learn how at askaway.ca.
Tremper, arroser, déguster, assaisonner ou juste comme ça. Il y a 1000 façons de savourer les frites des fermes Cavendish. Mais une seule façon de les faire. La bonne façon. Cultiver, récolter, laver, couper, inspecter et emballer. Juste de la bonne façon. Les fermes Cavendish, faites à notre façon, savourez à votre façon.
Welcome to Canada Games House, presented by Canadian Tire, a place where Canada Games athletes, their families, friends, and special guests come together to celebrate, have fun, and relax during the games. Suivez-moi et allons voir. There are different spaces within Canada Games House. A lounge for casual fun and games, a studio for large team events, and a room for private gatherings. When you come to Canada Games House, the first thing that you're going to feel is a warm welcome. Within these walls, we'll welcome, accept, and respect everyone. Donc la règle la plus importante, c'est de traiter tout le monde avec du respect et de la gentillesse. This beautiful hall is the main gathering space. In here we got board games, video games, live streaming Canada Games action on massive TVs, snacks, drinks, alumni appearances, team days, and special guests. Il y a toujours quelque chose à faire et vous ne savez jamais qui vous pouvez croiser.
It's great just to be able to come here and relax. There's so much to do and just hang out and spend time with the family. It's great.
Have to be honest, this is a vision that we've had for a really long time. We recognize how much it takes for athletes to get to the Canada Games, how much their families and friends contribute to their mental health, their physical health. To create a space that we can actually celebrate friends and family is incredible, and to be honest, we couldn't have done it without Canadian Tire. Nous sommes ravis d'avoir ce partenariat avec Canadian Tire. Finalement, on a un endroit, la Maison des Jeux du Canada, où nous pouvons célébrer la famille.
It's so exciting to see all the athletes and be able to celebrate the next generation of Canadian athletes and their families. Honoring the friends and family of these athletes has been so important to us, and providing them this space at Canada Games House is really why we did it.
Thank you, Canadian Tire, for your support in making Canada Games House a reality. You're making the Canada Games experience that much better for the Canada Games athletes, their families, and their friends. Donc, au revoir et profitez de votre séjour aux Jeux du Canada.
Welcome back inside the Bell Alliance Center on the campus of the University of Prince Edward Island for period number 3 of women's hockey at the 2023 Canada Games. Team Newfoundland Labrador leading Team Northwest Territories 7-0 after 2 periods of play.
Yeah, and the story has been that young lady right there, having a little wiggle, a little dance. She's got a big smile on her face. She's faced 57 shots, stopped 50 of them. And a little shoulder shimmy, she's into it down there. She's having fun. And that's what it's all about in the main thing, right?
Great big smile on the face. You can see right through that big mask that she wears.
And that, of course, is Ellie Lutit, who has been very good for her team in here. The score might say 7-0, but she's faced 57 today and been under a constant barrage here against Newfoundland and Labrador.
Newfoundland and Labrador will play it into the zone. It's in behind the goal of Lutit, and they try and jam away at it at the side of the goal. It's Drover who will come out with that puck. Get it off to Wicks. Wicks will stick handle, take it into the slot, try and fire. It's kept in by Fillier at the line. Drover will turn and fire, and off his shin pad, it'll roll down into the corner. Brown gets it off to Power. It's held in at the blue line. Power again will walk in, and she'll fire one, and that one rings off the bar. Ellie Lutit will give the crossbar a little tap. Thank you very much. Brown will fire one, and that one's up and over the goal. Comes around near side boards, picked up by Ryan. Ryan back to Brown. Brown plays it down into the corner. The centering feed, poking at it was Fillier as Wicks sent that one towards the goal. Wicks will come out, drive to the goal, backhand one, and put it up over top. Fillier again from the blue line. Plays it down to Wicks. It's poked away off the stick by McDonald. Down in the corner boards, watching there as Demarac turns and shimmies, loses it. Sparks plays it back to the point. Brown will play it back in. Behind the Northwest Territories goal, a centering feed comes out onto the stick, and Kitchen puts that one up over top. Fillier to Brown. Brown has that puck poked away. Fillier can't keep the line, and that'll allow Casey to turn things back up ice here for the Northwest Territories. Casey will gain center ice and send it down and let Whitehead battle for it in behind the goal. It's kicked there by Fillier, but stick lifted, a centering feed comes back to the point. Here's Remo. Remo will sauce one in. Save made there by Bigelow. Kitchen will receive the breakout pass, play it off to Gill through the neutral zone. Here's Gill over the blue line, puts one towards the middle. Remo intercepts that pass and rims one around. Half wall boards meeting that puck there was Dussault. She couldn't get lumber on it to get it out. Gill. Coquel plays it away from her, comes back to the point. Back down to Gill. Gill with Bogdan. Will cycle one in behind. Hancock will pick it up off the boards, but Remo will get into her stick and lift that stick and allow for Northwest Territories to get it as far as the blue line. Mercer driving the goal. She'll fire, and that one kicked aside by Lutit. She had Gill streaking the goal wide open far side.
Yeah, I thought she might have moved that puck along, but Mercer, no. She's going for the Hattie here, I think, today, Bo.
Turning and firing. Hancock misses that one wide. Back to the point again. Bogdan will fire. It's tipped right in front of the goal. Lutit is down and sliding across. She'll make that save off the shot of Molly Gill and hold on. 16:47 left to go in the third period.
And check that. Mercer has a goal and an assist coming in here today for sure, but she was definitely going downtown. She drove the net on that one, and
the old blind bridle on Micah. She was had one thing in mind.
Yeah, try to go 5-hole and Ellie Lutit here today as Newfoundland has settled right into an offensive attack to start this third period.
Shoot plays it back in behind the goal. She'll receive that back from Power. Shoot on the half wall, being worked there by Porter. Plays it down to Power. Power in behind the goal. Chugging along under the goal line. Comes out top and plays one across to Shea. Shea will fire that one. It's blocked off the stick of Impet and will roll into the corner. Picked up by Burton, back to Shea. Shea again will step into one. That shot once again blocked. Is spinning in the corner. Hellier tries to come back against the grain. Schutt will skate into it. She's unable to get it by, and Impet will play it into the neutral zone. Tourangeau watching Spencer. Stick in the lane by Porter as she tried to make the play back to Tourangeau. Schutt will start it out through the neutral zone. Gets that to Power. Power over the blue line, had it poked away, and here comes Ashton. Ashton with some ice, tried to drop one back to McKay Ivanko, and Drover will skate into it. McDonald tries to force one out. Wicks on the forecheck. Wicks comes back to the blue line. To Fillier, back to Wicks. Wicks, stick handling, skating, top of the circle. Gets it back down to her teammate Haley Ryan. Haley Ryan back to Wicks, tries to center it. It's off a body. Ashton again will skate into it. Dishes that one off, and it's pushed out by McKay Ivanko. Brown cross ice to Fillier and up to Drover. Drover again pressured there by Remo, and it's turned back by Northwest Territories and sent into the Newfoundland Labrador zone.
A little pushback here by the Territories, Bo. McKay Ivanko, a nice shift there. A few dump-ins trying to get things going, and good back pressure by Dusum.
Creates an opportunity for Coquel over the line. Poked off. Wicks into the middle of the ice to Ryan. Ryan and Mercer 2-on-1. Here's Ryan the other way. She'll fire and just missing the blocker's side. Skating into it off the bench is Taylor. Taylor will play it down under the goal line and try and skate into it to herself. She'll have a battle on the boards with Andrea McDonald coming out from behind. Ryan turns and tries to fire that one. It'll go wide. Bugden from the back end dishes that one off, plays the pick, and allowing Kitchen to skate into the slot. Kitchen will get that puck back, and her stick was lifted there by Dussault. Territories will start it out. It's Remo. Try to get it up to the half wall. Kitchen will pick that puck off, and a centering feed under her stick comes back to Mercer. Mercer takes it off the boards. Spins away from the onlooker. Whitehead, she'll fire one. That one wide in the glove side. Puck retrieval by Taylor. Taylor plays it down low to Burton. Burton back to Kitchen. Kitchen works to the backhand, tries to feather one through. That one will roll wide. Back to the point, Bugden gets it across to Sparks. Sparks puts one in, and Ellie Lutit to hold on for a whistle with 13:24 left to go here in the third period.
Grabs a knee and a breather as that's the 60th shot of the game for Lutit as Sparks fired that one at the side of the net. And she's still smiling and laughing. A good shot down the ice here as we are on the campus of the University of Prince Edward Island at the Bell Alliance Center for this opening game of the second week of the Canada Games in the female side of hockey.
Shea plays one across. She'll get it back and try and fire one. It's blocked away, and it's pushed ahead. Here's an opportunity for Tourangeau. Tourangeau pressured twice on the back end, and she'll lose her wheels as she was pushing that one towards the goal.
A buzz of excitement in the building here, Bo, on that one.
Pitcher with Gill driving the goal. Sauces it across. Gill got a whack at it, put it wide in the blocker side. We got a little open ice hockey is turning back up. Here come the Territories up over the line. Hellier pushes it into the corner boards. Tourangeau tries to join in the fray. Fillier over to Gill. Gill into the middle of the ice. Here's Hancock. Hancock will put one through the paint. I would have to think, Mike, that's a couple of times here. That sun got to be bothersome down there if you're trying to track that puck, I would think.
Well, the building here has been open for nearly 20 years now, and you wonder, I always wondered that in the afternoons, usually in the U18 game. Oh, chance here.
There's an opportunity to trying to drive to the backhand. The captain, Demarak.
You're right. It's a good. If we can get a look at it in that Northwest Territories crease, you can see that sunlight casts in as there's like skylights out in the lobby area here in the Bell Alliance Center. It's in the opposite end of where we're on screen here now, and it's coming right into the crease area of Ellie Lutit at that far end. And you have to wonder, it's almost like the old shadows in baseball in the stadium, the sunlight to the shadows. You're fighting that puck as it comes through the sunlight.
Face-off control by the Northwest Territories. They've come with a bit of a push here in the third period, looking to get on the board, but it's Schutt who will start things back up for Newfoundland Labrador. She's got power driving the goal, tried to find that stick, feathers it wide. Power in the corner, centers it out to Schutt. Schutt will fire, and that one's off the stick of Emma Carey into the corner boards. McDonald tries to shelter that puck and gets it down low to Demarak. Off the boards, will get by the Newfoundland defender, and McKay Ivanko will chase that one down and force Lacey Bigelow to cover it up.
I gave him credit for a shot on that one. Third, credited to the Territories in this game. Lacey Bigelow, we mentioned, plays in Western New York at the
All
Hoosac
smiles
School.
in that net too, Mike.
Well, she's getting grief from the other end. I think Ellie Luteet's having a lot of fun, and her teammates appreciate her hanging in, and she's just enjoying the experience where Lacey Bigelow's like, finally, I get to go down in the butterfly and cover one up there.
Mercer works it cross ice over to Bugden. Bugden gets it up through the middle. Here's Drover. Drover trying to find Wicks, who's driving the goal. She'll swing in behind. Drover gets it down to Wicks. Wicks will center one out in front. That one quickly turned away from the front of the goal by Remo. Comes back to the point. Bugden will shoot one. Luteet will stop it. It's in the crease and they score. I believe that was Drover who got the last whack at that loose puck.
Might have been Molly Power had a whack at us around there. It was a crew, but I think you're right. Drover is going to come away with that one. And we look at it as pucks just getting thrown towards the net, and there's all kinds of traffic. And yeah, you're right. Casey Drover is down low as Ryan worked that around. Haley Ryan worked it around the zone, and Drover fights through the check from McDonald in front of the net and puts that one in, and we're sitting at 8-zip right now.
Up over the line, right back. The attack is Drover's. She tried to fire one. She'll get the second attempt away, but Luteet there in the butterfly will hold on.
We talked a lot about Ellie Luteet, and she's looking skyward with a little breath there on that one, but always a big smile when they come out. And one thing I noticed here between periods and that, both goalies, a little high five as they're going towards their benches. They crossed over, high five for each other. Great sportsmanship on display here at the Canada Games 2023 edition in Prince Edward Island.
Puck play down low. Here's Drover. She'll drop it off. Center to Wicks. Wicks will try and fire it, but Drover might have blocked that one herself. It'll roll into Luteet, and she'll hold on.
She's feeling that one on the backside. She took that one, the shot from the slot, and one that didn't get through to Ellie Luteet. And this Northwest Territories team, as we've mentioned it early on, big experience for them coming in here this week. They're in the C division with the Territories, Yukon, and, of course, Prince Edward Island.
So 10:22 left to go here in the third period. Team Newfoundland Labrador leading by a score of 8-0. Here's Shea just inside the blue line. She'll try and drift one in. That one, again, blocked away in front. Down into the corner boards. It's work by Taylor. Taylor plays it off to Sparks. Sparks comes out from behind the goal, comes to the top of the circle, sends one over rink wide to Spencer. Spencer working it on the fray. Will cycle one out of the reach of Hillary Taylor, but she's able to skate into it. Taylor plays it back down inside the zone, and it's picked up there by Turingo. Turingo tries to get it up to Remo or make that Porter. Here's Sparks from the half-wall boards, gets a shot away. Luteet makes the save again. Sparks gets it down low to Taylor. Taylor will stop up, come back out from the corner boards, back to Sparks in the slot. She'll center. Kick save made by Luteet. Hard on the puck retrieval. Backhanded in front, and Luteet is down. His pickpocketing there was Brooklyn Kitchen.
Yeah, she's been a buzz this period as Kitchen, the Belle Isle native. Plays in Eastern in the U18 League. And talking about that C pool, as we mentioned, the teams that are in it. And back here on Wednesday, Newfoundland and PEI, 12:30 right here at McLaughlin Arena. And tell me that won't be a dandy. There'll be some good atmosphere, rocking and rolling here on that day.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they came out and they supported that PEI team in the first half, and I'm sure we'll see much of the same here with the ladies taking the ice too, Mike.
Yeah, and they play this afternoon in Summerside. We just saw Summerside on the screen as one of the sponsors, a host venue at the Credit Union Place. So games going on all week. The time's usually 12:30, 4 and 7:30 all week. Still get out, find a spot to be, and those games taken around here. McLaughlin mainly, Credit Union Place all this week. And I think you mentioned to me, Bo, the final next
Sunday morning, 11:30.
Sunday morning, 11:30.
Credit
Get yourselves
Union
out of bed
Place.
now. There might be a few people need some little assistance. Saturday night, the last night of the games, could be a little party. A lot of party atmosphere going on in front of us. A lot of Newfoundland and Labradorian fans here in attendance today, as are their territory fans.
Gill takes it into the zone, tries to sauce one across, knocked down, and played out by Jersey Ashton. That one will go for icing. 8-0 the score. Team Newfoundland out shooting Team Northwest Territories 65-3. And again, the story of this hockey game, Ellie Lutit. I was thinking back, I think they're all jammed into the dorms here in the province of University of Prince Edward. I think we can get her a king-size bed for the week. She might need it.
I hope they get her an ice pack or Tylenol or an Advil after. She's going to need it, or someone. She gets first in line at the cafeteria tonight to get the choice of the pasta or the chicken, whatever's on the menu tonight. She and maybe an extra dessert or two.
No question about that. Mercer fields it in the neutral zone for Newfoundland Labrador. Tries to play it up to Power. It's in the skates and turned back for Newfoundland. Shoot. Gets it off to Burton. Burton tries to center one. It's picked off and up over the line. Here comes Dussault with a head of steam. She'll skate into that puck, and she's watched by Bugston. Here's Dussault. Tries to center one in front as Whitehead again driving the goal. That was her second chance to get one. She keeps it alive.
Little Willow Whitehead, the 2010 born. Yeah, she was driving there, Bo. You're right.
Puck up over the line. Stopped up at the blue line there. And Hellier, been a warrior on the back end here for this Northwest Territories team. Taking this team, Newfoundland Labrador team, on with a head of steam.
She and McDonald have been
centering feed across, and Molly Power was Johnny on the spot there for the 9th goal. Looked a little bit like a former Panther that we would see here. Marcus Power, she buries that one. Again, a good Newfoundland boy buries that one, and 9-0 lead here for Newfoundland Labrador.
Yeah, Molly Power. Talking about a lot of powers right there. Johnny on the spot in the sunlight.
In the sunlight.
Bathing in the sunlight on that one is Molly Power. Yeah, you talk about Marcus Power. Ryan Power, another former Panther too from Newfoundland, as was Corey Power back in the late 80s and early 90s.
A lot of Newfoundland Labrador love here at the University of Prince Edward Island, especially when it comes to men's hockey. Shea up through the middle of the ice. So it's Power from Shea on that 9th goal. Shea with at least 2 goals and an assist in this hockey game. Comes back to the point and kept alive there by Lenny and Pana. Carey will send that puck back in. It's picked up by the captain, Ryan. Finds Shea, looking for more. Tries to center one in, and Wicks is able to pick it up in the backhand, shovels it back in behind the goal. Remo will battle there with Ryan. Ryan, puck on her stick, centers it out. Wicks will turn and fire, and another good kick save there by Ellie Lutit. Ashton in the neutral zone, battling for that puck. It's Taylor who comes away with it. She'll fire one in, and Lutit will bask in the sunlight of her own there as she makes another save in this hockey game. With one more, she'll turn in 60.
No need of sunlight to heat Ellie Lutit up here today. She's been on fire in this net. 68th shot she's faced here in this game as we dwindle down the final 6 minutes.
Brown off the face-off, plays it back in behind to Sparks. He'll come around to the half-wall boards. In behind Sparks. Back to Brown. Brown from the blue line spins away from a check and tries to center one in front. Kitchen couldn't get Lumber on it. Comes back to the point, and it's played there by Filliet. Kitchen from underneath the goal line pushes one across to Taylor. Taylor back up top to Brown. Brown will fire one and just misses the official standing down there in the corner. Here's Sparks. Sparks tries to center that one in front. It's backhanded and up over a stick. Another shot there from the point from Brown, and that one into the mitt. And another, that's the 60th one of the hockey game, Mike, for Ellie Lutit.
Yeah, that's shot number 69 back there, and verging on 70. I don't know if we've ever seen 70 on the shot clock here at McLaughlin Arena, but good chance we're seeing it today, and it could be the over. I said 70 shots, and we're on the over now.
Here's Pitcher. Tries to make that puck, and it'll come to the blue line. Mercer, watched by Whitehead. Mercer comes from behind the goal. It's kept in as the Northwest Territories try and filter that one down low. Skating into it, Hancock. She's got a burst of speed up through the neutral zone. She'll get it off to Pitcher. Pitcher tries to center one through. Hancock plays it down low to Gill. Gill waiting, tries to center that one to Mercer. It was behind her. She was able to field it on the backhand. Worked up top and poked outside the zone by Coquel. Turingo gets another stick on that one, but it's Mercer starting it back up for Newfoundland. They'll center one. It's off the stick of Lutit and bounces up in behind the goal. Burton, top of the circle, near side board, centers one into the middle of the ice. Power drops one back for Burton. Burton tried to one-touch that one, and she'll get it across now onto the stick of Spencer. Spencer plays it to Pitcher. Pitcher from the far side, half wall, tries to center one in through, and Turingo will turn and go. Get that one up through to the neutral zone. 3:37 left to go here in the third period. Backhanded in by Power. Here's Burton. Burton will shoot that one, and Lutit will take it into the mitt. Hold on with 3:30 left to go in the third period.
Shot number 70 of Lutit in the glove, and her glove's heated up. She's got on a little trouble earlier on holding on to pucks, but no mistake about it on that one. Ellie Lutit, and
she had no choice but to settle in, Mike.
Well, I think the goal is now let's not let it get to double digits, and that'll be something, right? That's a little goal you set up for yourself. As a goal, you know, Bo, from being back there, as I do, you have those little games within the game in your own head sometimes in the nets, and I'm sure that's what Ellie Lutit's saying to herself. I'm not giving up the 10th here.
Cross ice D-to-D pass as Newfoundland tries to work that one through the neutral zone. Demarak over skates, and Shoot will start back up over the blue line. Shoot cutting to the center, kicked aside by Lutit, and Fillier plays it down low. Burton centers it to Power. Power skates it in behind the goal. Gets it back to the point. Good keep there by Brown across to Fillier. Fillier bounce it off the boards, finds the skate and then stick of Power. Back to Fillier up top and fires one in. It's in the slot. They work away for it. It'll come to Power. Power just inside the blue line. Gets one across to Fillier, who will field it off the boards. Plays it down low. A centering pass in front. Shoot trying to get a whack at it. And it's turned away by the Northwest Territories defender. Power again. This time upended, and Carey will loft one through the neutral zone. Brown will turn back.
Territories make full changes here, and fresh 5 on the ice.
Power stays out there, drops one back, and Drover over skates it. She's able to recover, plays one off the shin pad of Coquel. Dussault tried to make a move through the neutral zone. Drover got her stick on it, and she'll pick that puck up, fire it, it's blocked, and driven towards the goal. Coquel puts one through and down onto the netminder Lacey Bigelow, who will stick it there for Mercer.
Coquel back. We saw her get a shoulder injury in that second period. Well, good to see her back on the ice.
Streaking over Ryan with some dipsy doodles there. Comes to Whitehead. Whitehead tries to play it outside the zone, and Bogdan keeps it in, plays it off the boards, and the second attempt by Willow Whitehead will get out. Turingo hard on that puck, tried to turn and fire, didn't get lumber on it. It'll bounce away, and Mercer gets it across to Wicks. Wicks drops one off to Ryan. Ryan will skate into it, and another save for Ellie Lutit as she'll take that one into the breadbasket and hold on for a whistle.
Yeah, and a nice job there by Leah Wicks. the St. John's product. We mentioned earlier she plays at Shattuck St. Mary's in Minnesota. Prestigious prep school down there. Keep an eye on her if you're coming out to watch this week. Her and Sadie Brown have really smoothed that back end for Newfoundland and Labrador here today, Bo.
Yeah, for sure. I've really liked what I've seen from the youngster there from Shattuck St. Mary and Leah Wicks. She's been fun to watch, and you have to think that her game, in a couple of years' time, could be a next level hockey player out of the Newfoundland and Labrador faculty. 40 seconds left to go here in the third period. Shea gets it to Sparks, who will send it in, and Lutit will cover up again. We see some pushing and shoving there in front of the goal as
Brooklyn Hellier, you talked about it. She's feisty in that back end. She and Abigail McDonald, they don't let anyone get close to goalie. And with a big smile, Ellie Lutit and the officials, they're having a good chuckle out there. And that, you know what? That's the games too. The sportsmanship and the fun, right? And they'll get back to the lounge here later tonight, probably have a few laughs maybe and get to know one another away from the rink.
Shea has that roll off her stick. She'll backhand one in. Here's McDonald as the Northwest Territories start to break out. It's Kitchen who pokes it away. Down in the corner working for that puck is Carey. Kitchen centers one back, and Spencer will fire one. That one wide on the glove side as time runs down here in this third period, and Turingo crosses over center, but the buzzer will sound, and Team Newfoundland and Labrador will finalize this victory, a 9-0 win over the Northwest Territories. A building block for one end, and on the other side of things, well, you got the goaltender that's going to be able to make the saves in this one.
Well, you do in that one, and Lacey Bigelow records the shutout, and that's a big moment for her. She won't remember how many she had to stop. She just knows she got a shutout at the Canada Games. That's all that matters for her, but certainly, congratulations to Lacey Bigelow, the Newfoundland Golder. And how about the performance today from Ellie Lutit from the Yellowknife Senior Development Program? And she held her own, and she's the story so far to start day one of the female competition at the Canada Winter Games.
So it's Team Newfoundland Labrador 9, Team Northwest Territories 0. We'll be back with more women's hockey action from the 2023 Canada Games for the crew from Universal Media. My color analyst Mike Smith, Bo Ford signing off. Hope to see you back here at 4:30. 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, Manitoba, Ontario. That'll be a dandy.